Hi. Well, thanks for attending this interview.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, beginning the interview, when did your adventure actually begin?
Well, my adventure actually began on a cold April day.
It began on a snowy December day. When I first came to Canada, I felt like my life was going to take a turn. When the plane landed, I became certain that my journey through life did not actually start until now. As I was walking through the airport, confusion and excitement took over me. The view mesmerized me in a way that I was not concerned about the cold weather anymore. What were your major goals as a kid outside of school?
Well, one of my major goals was to be actually better at chess. Back in the day, I was not great at chess and many other things. But I was really interested in chess. I used to play it since I was in grade 2. This was another call I received for another adventure, which eventually turned out to be one of my favorite. I got easily angered after losing in something. Basically, I was short-tempered. Therefore, my second goal was to improve my behavior and learn to accept defeat in a less aggressive way. I sure hope that these goals got fulfilled as I go through the tests I'm going to face soon.
I always wanted to be the best at this video game I play, but I really sucked at this game. I had no idea what I was doing. I kept on losing all my games, one after the other. I felt like a loser at that time, but no matter what happened, I still love the game so much. How and why did you choose the IB pathway?
It wasn't actually my choice. Due to parental expectation, I was kind of forced to choose IB. And I would not blame my parents for their decision. During my elementary school years, I played most of my time and studied a little. I was obsessed with many games, especially online games. Of course, my parents were alarmed by my behavior, and they would often ask me,
"Why are you playing too much?"
and I would always answer, "Because I have nothing to do." I had strict timetables and was to study most of my time, but rarely did I follow these timetables. Therefore, my parents decided to make me join IB to give me a harder challenge. Their main goal is for me to have a better future. And that's how I joined IB.
Well, I chose the IB program because I wanted to challenge my life. When I was in Sri Lanka, I studied in the working syllabus, which was way harder than the American syllabus here. Everything here felt like a walk in the park, but in Sri Lanka was very challenging. When the time came for me to choose a high school program, I did not know what to do. My close friends chose the IB program at Pope, and I started to look into that program. I found that the program was going to be hard and challenging like it was in Sri Lanka. Therefore, I decided to go for this program along with my friends. How difficult was it to get through the first year of IB?
It was easy. Don't get me wrong, guys. It was not easy because the workload was easy. It was easy because I still got time to do other things, such as playing and spending time with my family. Many people, especially previous IB students, boasted about how hard IB was in grade 9. Therefore, I expected it to be a lot more harder. My parents still wanted me to work harder, and their plan really did work out as I lost a lot of time to play. Moreover, I got good grades during my grade 9 year and was really proud of it. Overall, I find grade 10 a lot more harder than grade 9.
Well, it was not very hard. It just took a lot of time and effort. But what I would say is French really bothered me a lot. You see, I didn't learn French a lot in Sri Lanka. And when I came here, that seemed to be bothering me a lot. I kept on getting bad grades, but I did not give up yet. I found myself a tutor to study for my exams, and with all this help, I hope to get a better mark in French in the future. Who might have helped you during your journey through IB?
Two important people who helped me are my dad.
Speaking of my mother, here's an example of my mother trying to boost my self-esteem. My son Judith, he is studying in IB program. I know it's very hard to study the curriculum, but we always encourage him to stay in this program, and we are sure that he can do it. So we always encourage him to study the curriculum on a regular basis, and so we always promise him that if he continue to stay in his IB program, he will have a bright future, and we are very sure that he can be get through this program.
Well, I would say my parents, because they motivated me to stay in this course a lot, and also my friends who helped me out when I needed them the most.
I used to encourage him and support him, saying that no, you have to do hard work and try to be there in the IB program itself. What you select, you have to complete that. You cannot come out in between. So try yourself, because I know he can do it. So I used to encourage him and motivate him to be in IB program.
How might have IB affected your personal and social life?
Well, IB did not affect my social life at all because I did not have a social life in the first place. But it did seriously affect my personal life, as I forced myself not to hang out with any of my friends or family, as afterward I felt guilty of wasting my time. Here, enjoy a real life scenario.
Hey Judith, you want to hang out?
No, Jitto, I have too much to study.
Come on, man, let's hang out.
No, I told you, I have a lot of things to do.
Fine then.
Okay, bye. Moreover, I had lots of homework, especially in grade 10, to be done, taking me hours, hindering the time I spend with others.
My social life and personal life were affected a lot. I don't really get time to do what I want. Instead, I have to be focusing on loads of homework I get. I really love video games, but I slowly stopped playing them as my homework increased. How did you improve since your first arrival to Canada?
I improved in chess, which was one of my major goals, and I also improved in academics. Things were very smooth in Canada because
Everything here was very systematic. I was able to raise myself from continuous failure to a much higher level. I was happy in whatever I was doing, enabling me to obtain success way more easily. I felt like I was able to accomplish a lot more, mainly due to my past experiences, helping me to make better choices. I am hoping to accomplish a lot more in the future, enabling me to overcome my greatest challenge, which is of course, university.
As time passed by, I got used to everything easily. I kept on studying and playing. I kept on playing League of Legends. Every day, I practiced hard to get better and better, and I slowly became better and better at this game. My friends motivated me to never give up, and that is why I became better. I did not get many defeats anymore. Instead, I was faced with victories in almost every single game I played. Do you see yourself continuing IB?
of course I will.
It is a definite yes for me because I have already came so far, and quitting now for me is the worst decision I could ever take. When I look down at what I went through and the effort I put in, quitting now is like wasting all of that. I find my motivation to continue IB in looking down to see how far I went up and looking up to see how far I am down. These motivate me to continue despite all the struggle, believing the success that awaits me at the end of these tests. I hope these experiences help me to lessen the hardships I am going to face on my approach.
Well, I'm not 100% sure that I will stay in IB, but if I'm not, I'll definitely take the IB. You see, my life was challenging. I had many ups and I had many downs. But I always told myself to never ever give up. This lesson was taught to me by an anime character that I love so much. Even though he was fake, he taught me a lot of things. Therefore, if I have a goal that I want to reach, I'm not giving up until I finish. It really doesn't matter which path I choose. What really matters is that at the end of both paths, my prize awaits.